Dave, I know that like there are like recurring arguments or discussions that you'll have with like your roommate, right?
Yes.
Now, I have similar like arguments / discussions that I have with my dad, and one of those is because he's a sociologist, and so by osmosis, I've become a bit of a sociologist. I don't want to, but like it happens. And one of the things we discuss is kind of like, well, what is sort of like, if we think of civilization as a house of cards, what is the card that if you pulled it, the whole thing would collapse?
As in like a limb of like government, or like you just
society,
talk, like, anything,
humanity.
Like what is that one thing that holds? What is the one thing that holds all of civilization together? And if you remove that one thing, the entire thing collapses. And now he and I kind of fall within a similar area, but what we argue over really is minutia. Like what we really argue over is the detail. So he says it's water, just in general. He says it's water in general.
Okay, I guess we are factoring like life necessities, like things that we actually need to survive as
without
humans.
it, what would fall apart, right?
As in, we just can never have water ever again.
No, like if you don't, if a civilization doesn't have access to water, the whole thing collapses, right?
Oh, yeah, okay.
I say, well, yeah, duh, obviously, but I'm thinking for me that's too broad. I'm like, I want to go really specific. Like, if you could do like what is the straw that breaks the camel's back? Right.
The way I want to tackle this question,
because saying water is like
it's easy. It's like saying, oh, what if I put a dome over
exactly
the Hawthorne, and then in about 4 hours there's no longer air.
Yeah.
No
exactly.
shit. We need air to live.
So how granular can you get? And remove that one thing and the whole thing falls apart. That's what I'm looking at. And for me,
I mean, obviously, like Rick and Morty did the whole like turn a 1 into a 0 in terms of like world and universe currency. What's
the one that if you turned into a 0, the whole thing falls apart, right?
Ooh.
And now for him, he goes he like his granularity goes into just running water then, right? It's sort of like you can have water in a lake like next to you, but if it's not piped into anywhere, then you're fucked, right? For me, I say really specifically, it's flush toilets. Flush toilets very specifically. Without flush toilets, civilization collapses.
Civilization would turn into another kind of civilization.
Right. Yeah.
And it's not
It'd
a civilization
I'd
want to live in.
Yeah.
No.
I don't want to live in a squatty potty civilization anymore, people.
Stop throwing shit at me.
I'm done with it.
So here's the thing, right? Like civilization can exist with people who are like, you know what? I'm going to have a compost toilet. It's like you can do that and the whole of civilization still continues on.
But that's a different kind of civilization. That's what I'm saying.
That's one going backwards, not forwards.
What I'm saying is that like people who can, there are individuals within a society can choose to not have flush toilets, but that doesn't cause the collapse of the entire thing. I'm saying if you got rid of flush toilets for everybody, the whole thing collapses.
So you're saying something that is taken away and it doesn't matter what civilization it is, it will crash.
It will crash.
Because you say that and then money doesn't exist in some civilizations.
People are going to fuck me, right? Human civilization. Right, I don't know what the fuck them aliens are doing out there, clapping cheeks left and right.
You're probably even better off even specifying it more and saying Western modern civilization.
No. I would.
Or
say,
you deliberately wanting it to just be.
I'd say all human civilization. Right, all human flush toilets. Without it, any human civilization would collapse.
Oh.
I know what it is.
Are you defining difference between tribe and civilization? You obviously are, aren't you?
No, just like
or a collection of people of uniformity and not democracy,
who come together and work cooperatively and call themselves a society that is beyond a level of say anarchic.
So there is a system of government or governance in a way.
A system of governance that like a collective of people that of a sufficient size have come together to say.
John, you're not wrong when you say flush toilets, because
that's what
personally I would be if you're telling me
you're saying it'd be Armageddon if
east,
you couldn't
west,
flush
north,
your toilet.
south. Doesn't matter.
But
if you
my
can't
point
flush
is,
toilet, you're fucked.
If you're saying the alternative in that situation is a system of toilets that aren't advanced, so like bidets, but are more or less squatty potties again, that to me is the end of civilization. You're not wrong in my opinion.
Right.
Just personally, given the fact that
I don't just mean like the end where it would change. I mean that like it would break down into violence and chaos and anarchy without flush toilets.
I throw hands whenever I'm in China and the fact that they still have squatty potties.
Yeah, like full on. No, but squatty potties flush. You go, you squat, you do your business, you press a button and a flusher takes
Oh, see, for some reason I was just thinking squatty potties didn't even have the ability to flush.
They just drop
because they just drop. I thought that's what that.
No,
it vanishes like magic, David.
You know what, John? You're even more right then.
That's what I mean.
You're even more right than I thought.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Like north, south, east, west doesn't matter. Like you get rid of flush toilets, any society collapses. It doesn't matter where it is on the planet.
That's John. You put up a hard one because
right, and sort of it's kind of hard now. Here's the thing, right? Now I can say this and be like, I reckon it's this because there's no real definitive way to prove it. That's not like gonna kill a lot of people, right? But that being said, though, we can see evidence that this is the case, and one of those things is the fact that all these fucking boomers are buying shitloads of bog roll.
I thought this is where this was going.
I knew this was where this was going.
Because it's very rare for me to come out and say, I fucking knew it, fuck all y'all, I fucking knew this.
It's even funny because me and my dad even had this. It wasn't an argument, but it was like a heightened conversation where it was kind of like
it's a debate.
It's kind of literally just like. Dad's like, oh, if you find some toilet paper out there on the streets, you should buy one or something. I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't have to deal with this situation if you and your boomers buying all these toilet papers. He's just like, oh, don't blame me. I'm like, I'm not blaming you. I'm blaming your generation.
I'm blaming your people.
Your people.
No, I blame you. Would it fucking kill you to pick up the phone and call your mates and just be like, oi, like settle down on the Dunny roll? Like, it's fine.
I just want to see it in action. Obviously, I
didn't see any of this happen. It was literally just
that's what I'm saying.
I went home one day. There was a news story. Hey, everyone went out and went crazy and got all the toilet paper.
That's what's so fucking weird to me.
Surely not. You go with the supermarket the next day, nothing's there.
I want to say I first heard about this bullshit maybe 2 days ago. It was the first time I saw the meme.
Because it all kicked off like a week ago. It wasn't even that
long
ago.
But I didn't even see this kick off a week ago where people were like, fuck, we're buying toilet paper. Dude, buy the toilet paper.
Get the memo? Did you get the memo?
I didn't.
We're all buying
it must
toilet
have just
paper.
been the boomers that just got the memo because I got the memo of the meme of people putting up photos of Coles and Woolies like 2-3 days ago. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess it's like some stores, right? Went down to my local one, nothing. Went down to 3 more within the suburb of Coburg because I genuinely actually need to buy fucking toilet paper.
Yeah, me too. It's a fucking problem.
Gone. Fucking gone. I'm like, okay, I can understand now the memes, but what I have not seen is actually people walking away. And I'm trying to think like a week ago when I would have went shopping last, did I see people walking down the aisles and just stacking toilet paper? I'm yet to
overnight.
see. It just happened overnight. Gone overnight. No more toilet paper.
No, everyone just collectively decided to get in their cars and just load up the boot with toilet paper. Like people are going out and buying,
and not just tissues too. Like I'll wipe my ass with a
that's
tissue as well.
That's the thing. I was like, I'll just get some paper towel. I guess.
Yeah,
none.
Yeah.
I can't even clean up a spill on my kitchen table now.
Because people are going, if I can't have toilet paper, I'm going to substitute that. And here's the thing, right?
There are a lot of dumb substitutions. Let's be honest.
Well, look, we're not Connor and using a fucking receipt. I can't do that. But with the fucking epidemic we have at the moment,
look. Cotton buds have been used in the past.
dude.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever wiped?
Well, dude, cotton buds.
No, for me, KFC wet wipes. That feels weird.
Shoot, I'm not even calling that weird though, because I think that's a genuinely good use.
I do consider myself a bit of a MacGyver.
When you're doing it, I'm like, this feels wrong. It feels like a dog's licking my bunghole.
Have you ever?
I don't like it.
I've wasted face towels.
What?
As long as it's not towels.
I've wasted face towels.
As long as you haven't been wasting a whole towel.
What do you mean? Wait, what do you mean?
As in, like, there's towels, right? And then there's smaller towels which you just use for your hands
on your face.
But are you are you trying to flush those down the toilet?
No. As in, I'm wiping it and not bothering washing it. I'm just gonna throw it away. I'm not saying I've done it recently, John. I'm just saying it's been done.
And with that, welcome to Pint Party, a podcast that's on its own, a beer and a chat into a tax write-off. I'm your host, John McLeish. And joining me this week is the man who fucking wastes facial towels because he can afford to do that.
Oh, at least I don't wipe my ass with a fucking receipt. Sorry, Connor.
But that's a flushable thing. Like, you're just like...
Oh, but it's not something that should touch my ass, John.
Throw it in the washing machine. Mate, I grew up with like...
Shoot. I don't care, even if it was just a speck. I'm not throwing my goddamn towel in the washing machine post having any kind of shit on it. It goes. It costs like fucking $2.
So what do you do when you shit your pants, Dave? What do you do when you shit your pants?
I throw them away. I don't know about you, but I'm throwing them away.
No, I don't.
I throw them away, man. They have done to me. They have immediately lost all value.
These are $70 jeans. I'm not throwing them away. Fuck no.
Oh, okay. For starters, if your shit's going past the fabric of your underwear, that's not on you.
The only time I'm ever shitting my pants as a grown man is when my bowels have completely failed because I've got food poisoning or something. I'm not just out here shitting my pants on the regular, bro. It's like this is a bad situation
for a lot of people out there, John. It's a more common occurrence than you think.
Really?
I think
because I'm gonna destroy.
Don't you have that
distinction.
feeling? Don't you like? I'm not saying it happened to me. I'm just saying you don't know when you have that feeling when you're like to have the phantom shit, and you're like, oh, this will just be a fart.
No, that's what I'm
One's
saying.
just fucking appeared in your pants like
Mock,
it's nothing. It's Houdini.
I'm drawing a distinction between having shit my pants and just sharding.
The difference is like when you just,
All right.
Is it the shock value? Because I feel like when you shit your pants, you're like, oh shit,
No,
my pants.
I'm actually going to say that shitting your pants is not. It's not a voluntary thing, but it's something that you know you've done. Whereas sharding, it's the roll of the dice, man. It's the roll of the dice. You roll the dice and you've gone. I've just let out one.
I guess it happened.
Don't know. And I don't know. And the only way you know is if you go and sit down and you go to the toilet and you notice it. That is the only way you know you've done a proper shart. Shitting your pants, you know you've shit your pants.
Yeah, no,
you've shit your
you
pants,
know
so you know it's
happened,
done. You know you're going to throw away that shit.
Yeah.
But with a shart, I could be going hours before I've gone, wait a minute, that wet one a couple
That
of hours
smell,
ago.
is that me?
Yeah, like what's going on? This is a fucking brilliant start.
Yeah, right.
Welcome back to Pint Party.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
no,
this is the Pint Party I sign up
Yeah.
for.
So, but the reason why I brought all that, like I said, so basically, the channel, I think it was Channel 7 or somebody. It was one of them fucking a cunty affair shows, and and they were like, oh, toilet paper's gonna fucking disappear because of coronavirus, right? And everybody and all the boomers were like, oh, fuck me dead, I gotta buy some bog roll for me bunghole. And so they go out there and they buy it all, right? Which sucks because I've literally got one and a half rolls of toilet
Dude,
paper
I've
left in my
got
house.
3 left, and I don't know when I'm going to be able to see more.
I know, right?
I'm
It's
a
weird.
bit sus.
But here's the thing. So that for me, that
I was
was
just trying to remain calm. Like all the millennials are just like, yeah, it's fine.
right? Yeah, because we went on the.
Oh, but if you live with a boomer, you're fine. So your dad would have stocked up.
No.
No.
This is why he's saying, go out and get some. I missed the media.
He missed the memo.
He
from
missed
other
the
boomers.
memo. He
He didn't check the app.
you know, yeah. My dad was like, you know, he was just like, usually I buy the toilet paper in the house, like as of the last year and a bit, and which is no problem for me, right? But like because of all of this, it's sort of like, okay, we've got a bit of a problem here. Right, and also like it was just like circumstances where it was basically going to be like it was going to be easier for him to buy Dunny roll, and I even said to him, I said, listen, can you go and pick up some Dunny roll just because I'm not trying to like be a thing. It's like we've genuinely got 1.5 rolls left, like we actually need some more. And he was like, all right, I'll pick some up on Saturday morning. I'm like, you might want to go a bit sooner just because there's a lot of people buying bog roll, and he's like,
Who would have thought that some dickhead in China ate a bat and now suddenly we're sitting here?
well, now we don't know if that's the case. We
don't know if that's the case, but we can kind of know it's the case.
Anyway.
And just go, they ate a bat and now the implication is that we can't wipe our ass.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Where's the connection?
So I got an email from the CEO of Woolworths because I'm like on the Woolworths rewards program, so they send emails to like, dear valued customer.
Oh, so you're actually a shareholder.
No, I'm not a shareholder.
He just has the rewards
I have the
card.
rewards card, and
So he
and-
gets the generic dear customer.
Then technically he's a stakeholder in that.
I mean, I am, yeah, insofar as that they have all my information and like I'm only a few bucks away from getting $10 off my next shop. But like they sent like it was the funniest email I've ever seen. It was like a message from the CEO. I'm like, why the fuck is the CEO of Woolworths emailing me? And I click it and it's like a generic like here's to everybody on our mailing list. And it was like, in regard to the toilet paper situation, I'm like, the CEO of a major corporation is talking to me about poo tickets. Okay, let's read this. And I want to read the quote. Basically, he was like saying, "Boys, chill the fuck out. Like it's all good. Like we'll get you all the Dunny roll
Even
you need."
Quilton came out and Quilton
Right.
did like a massive promotion being like, hey, just letting you know, look at our
Yeah.
warehouses. They're full.
So I want to read you a quote from just like one snippet from the thing, which I think really like kind of like just to like satiate what people are freaking out about. The makers of Kleenex are now manufacturing 24 hours, 7 days a week at their Millicent, South Australia factory, as are Sorbent in their New South Wales and Victorian facilities. And the makers of Quilton, which is Dave's preferred brand, because they do the 4-ply, the really nice stuff, because he's got a sensitive...
My ass deserves foreplay.
No, you've just
Boys.
you've got a sensitive
No, it's
butthole.
not a sensitive
You do.
ass.
It's okay.
No.
Look, Dave, it's okay. It's okay to have a
No,
sensitive
you know what? Fuck
butthole.
you, John. I'm actually going to clarify this. It's not about sensitivity. It's about luxury. Now, I think if I'm going to flex privilege on anything, it's my ass. Why would I wipe my ass with anything less than 3-ply?
'Cause I
2-ply shouldn't exist, and for fuck's sake, why is there 1-ply?
I tried the 4-ply and it was like I couldn't feel anything. I'm like, did I even wipe my butt? Like I don't even know if I wiped. I feel like
No, but you know you've wiped.
But no, but I
though.
don't. That's the thing. I don't feel like I've
Then
wiped.
I didn't stiff 3-ply.
Like-
3-ply is fine, but I'm really drawing
Even-
the line at 2-ply.
I'm okay with 2-ply.
Nah.
I use 2-ply at my house.
I
and
argue
it's
you're
good.
actually spending more time on the manufacturing line getting a 2-ply than you can just get a 4-ply and like do half your job.
Anyway, so Quilton have tripled their normal production across their factories in Queensland, New South Wales, and Western Australia. Now, why is this quote particularly important? Because all the major Dunny roll manufacturers all have their factories here in Australia. Coronavirus ain't gonna do shit, right? China could decide, you know what, fuck all y'all, we're going to Mars tomorrow, and the whole of China could just like take off for Mars, and we would still be good for toilet paper. But remember what I said, flush toilets, that's the linchpin in human societies, right? Anything that threatens that, people panic for. Toilet paper threatens the sanctity of the flush toilet, therefore panic buying ensues. That's my point. Like, toilet paper is adjacent to the linchpin. It's a little too close to comfort for a lot of people, right? Toilet paper is one of the things that is like one of the designators of the fall of society. If toilet paper actually came under threat, right, society would be at serious risk of collapse.
I hate how much sense that made to me. I don't know about you, Locke, but the way he just justified that to me makes too much sense.
I've just realised that a lot of our content over the past year has a lot of poo relation, which is, I'm not saying it's a bad thing at all. There's a lot of, which is comes back to John's kind of idea that poo and flushing all revolves in a circle of life. It all comes back around.
Look, the biggest takeaway from this is...
It's the circle of shits.
It's the circle of shit. The biggest takeaway from this is in the next
society
epidemic, I'm
leans
getting
on
a
it.
bidet installed. Like, I'm not messing around with this toilet paper,
my God, no,
bullshit.
I am a strong advocate for the bidet.
It's our first episode, John, where we're like,
Yeah.
flushing toilets is barbaric. The
It's
fact we still
barbaric.
wipe our ass the way that we do it is
It's
wrong.
barbaric. The Japanese and the French had this shit figured out years ago.
Pun intended.
They're like, bro.
that's what-
In fact, I would say the Japanese do it better because the bidet in France, you have to get up and then waddle over to a bidet.
Oh, that's wrong. Yeah.
Where the Japanese are like, nah, bro, we make it all in one. It's like, it's good. You just make sure you get the
Built in
aim
one.
right because spraying warm water on the back of your balls is quite an uncomfortable sensation.
And it's so efficient.
not bad. It doesn't hurt. It's just uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable, and because it's a surprise. It's not an ideal situation. But having a bidet is the best way to go. And fucking A, if I was a billionaire, first thing I'd do, get a bidet. Straight up.
Two things I'm installing in my home when I properly buy one: a urinal and a toilet with a bidet.
See, I don't need the urinals.
Nah, I want the urinal. I reckon the urinal's a flex.
Just go to
I feel the
Bunnings,
flex.
buy a trough, install it.
He's not a savage. No, he's going to get a decent
Drill it to
proper-
the side of your house. It's like,
I've
you've got a trough
always
there
wanted
too.
an outback toilet. Like, I love the aesthetic of just like
A Dunny drop
classic
toilet.
farmhouse movies where it's like, it's in the 1960s. No, actually, even earlier than that. And it's just like 6 o'clock in the morning before you start your farm work, going out to take a shit. And you just grab the newspaper and you're outside, open wooden door
Oh, that's
in a
cute.
paddock. Like,
That's cute that you think that's a good idea in Australia. As someone who actually lived with an outdoor toilet for 12 years, let me tell you this. You know what happens first thing in the morning?
check.
You're desperate for a shit. You're absolutely busting like you are fucking predator.
I would argue it would make me more
Right?
productive in the
But-
morning if I have to go outside to take a shit.
No.
Yeah, but you got to
Here's what
spend the
happens. Here's
first
what
5
happens.
minutes checking for snakes and
Exactly.
spiders.
You spend
and-
your first 5 minutes checking for
Oh,
spiders.
I'm not saying I'm buying a farm.
Right.
I'd like a nice backyard with an
I
outdoor
wasn't
toilet.
buying a farm. Oh, this was in the suburbs in the southeast of Melbourne, and I was checking. Right, I have found a number of redbacks in my time just hanging out by the Dunny, being like, "Yeah, g'day, mate, how you going?" I'm like, "Mate, I'm trying to take a shit here. I'm one of Australia's deadliest spiders. I'm going to take my shit for." Like, well, fuck, all right. I guess I got to wait.
And then
I'll wait for it.
there was a line that John was not expecting.
No, fair enough. You didn't think that toilet would be occupied, and I actually respect that. That's fair enough.
Right,
Did you
All
knock-
I'm saying is
Did you
I'm-
knock first?
I'm pitching it in a perfect world where I'm not having to encounter these redbacks and snakes. I just think the aesthetic of an outside toilet is a good moment. I'm just throwing it
Fair
out
enough.
there.
Fair enough. And so basically, yeah, I just wanted to like everybody to like, if anybody wants something to be like to calm the boomers down, just say all toilet paper in Australia is made in Australia and it's fine. We're going to be okay. Furthermore, I want to add to that. This is a quote from Reddit. This is a guy who works at one of the South Australia paper mills that make toilet paper. I think he might work at the Kleenex one, right? But this person didn't clarify that. They just said, I work at a mill in South Australia. And they said, if everyone in Australia had explosive diarrhea for a year and took 20 shits a day, we still wouldn't run out of TP for your bunghole. Right? That's from the guy on the ground in the facility being like, we've got plenty of Dunny roll to spare. Like, don't you worry about it. right? There's no need to no need to fear, right? Right, our stores of toilet paper are insured. The country is safe.
All I'm saying is it's just I'm not in Coles and I need a shit now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm being very stingy right now.
Yeah, I am now at a
I'm
point
literally
where
I'm counting my my tickets, as John would say.
because normally, and like Jason will attest to this because we live in the same house, I'm quite liberal.
Are you a folder or a scruncher?
I'm a scruncher.
You're a
I'm a
scruncher?
scruncher. No,
Of course he's a fucking... He uses 4-ply. Of course he's a scruncher.
I'm a scruncher. I'm a scruncher, man.
I just want a pillow of fluff on my
I
ass.
actually argue the scrunching is more efficient. More surface. I'm not saying not necessarily more surface area, but the riggedness of it, I reckon it catches more.
I'm a rapper.
No,
But are you a rapper but then pulling out, yeah?
Yeah, so you take
pull
the
your
roll,
hand
and you
out.
go, whoop, whoop, whoop.
No, I do that too, but then I grab that and I kind of scrunch it a little.
No, I just do it from the fucking... So that's probably me wasting a lot of paper as well.
That's what I was just about to say. I'm quite liberal with how much toilet paper I use.
I've never
I'm
really
okay
sat
with
back.
just pushing it like that and then just flinging it off whenever. So how much I ever get is how much I get, and it's quite a bit.
Lucky
But
dip,
now-
as we say.
Now with this whole epidemic with no toilet paper, I'm sitting and I'm counting my plies. I'm like, 4-ply, I'll fold it 3 times, and that'll be it.
It's a smaller space, working space,
You know,
but it's
teaching
better
me
quality.
efficiency. It's teaching me efficiency because Jason's now looking at it and going, well, this motherfucker used to be so liberal. Now he's actually wiping his ass properly, assumably how everyone else wipes their ass with lesser amounts of toilet paper. We're learning a lot about us today.
Yeah. Well, I've always been a follower, but see, like, I don't know. See, I grew up in a Scottish household where like money was always dear. So like for us, it was sort of like I was taught from a very young age to use as little as possible. So like for me, it's sort of like you go up, you use 1 for up, 1 for down, and 1 to polish, and that's it. So like I'm
3. That's it. That's all you
Well,
need.
no, because since I've gotten older and I've got
if
my
you gotta
own money,
reset?
I like to. I'm a bit more. I like to go 1, 2 sheets, fold, wipe, and so I have 2 sheets of 2-ply.
What if you're going to reset, John?
Oh, right, for round 2, same
Yeah,
thing.
same
1
thing.
up, 1 down, 1 to polish. It's just it's on a per shit
It
basis.
sucks when you get up and then your stomach's like, nah, fuck yeah, bang, again. Then you're like, well, up, down. Then
Well,
your
we've had that
stomach's
discussion. I don't know if we've had it on Pint, but
No,
we've
not
definitely
he-
had it.
Not here. We've had it elsewhere.
We have had it elsewhere. The idea of what constitutes a shit / shitting session, right? Because Jason,
I didn't think we were going down this rabbit hole.
I'm really throwing Jason under the bus here because I can't believe is how it actually happens. He will have shits in parts, so he will call it one shit, but it will have multiple different interludes and parts.
Yeah,
to
a
it.
shit with a sequel.
Yeah, so he will, but it's one shit. So he'll tell me, he'll say, bang to my face, oh, I only shit once today. And he's like, that's normal. I'm like, okay, fair enough. But really, he's had a shit in the morning and he's been in there for about, and now this is such a throwing under the bus for Jason. He's been in there for about an hour, gets up, and he'll go and do something. Like he'll obviously do the, 1 up, 1 down polish bullshit. He'll go out and do something for about half an hour. Because he knows in that first session, he didn't get the troublemaker. He's like, I didn't get the troublemaker. I know it's still there, but I'm just not willing to waste another half an hour of my time sitting on the toilet. So I'll go do something else for half an hour with full well knowing he's going to go back to the toilet in half an hour to
has he
finish
flushed?
off.
But has he flushed?
He has flushed. Because that's how we defined it.
Yeah.
It's flush to flush, man.
Because then he's just weird if he's just keeping a little stockpile for later.
Well, no shit. Because what if I want to take a shit in that hour?
Exactly right. So that as soon as he flushes, that counts as 1.
That's one shit. That's what I said to him. I'm like, that's one shit, dude. He's like, no, but like, it was a part of that same cluster of shits. that I had before.
That's why I call it a shit with a sequel. It's sort of like you take a shit, you wipe, you flush. That's one shit, and then you know that there's another one coming. But
No, it just
but
means
that's
you're
a
doing.
sequel.
It
That's
just
the
means
next
you're
shit.
doing shits for the day. It doesn't mean
Yeah.
you're doing a singular
Like,
shit.
that
It
just
means you're going to
means
do multiple.
You've just had it's a second film. Like,
Yeah.
you're going to look at it in that
It's a whole
terms.
separate
It's like
movie.
it's a whole separate movie.
Yeah.
It might have been part of the same shit cluster, but you've had 2 different shit
It's a part of the
sessions.
same franchise, but
Same
it's still.
franchise as
Same
shits.
franchise.
Same franchise as shits. I argue. Oh, actually, no. Not most people have same franchise shits. Like, but yeah, he's religiously like this happens every day. He'll get up, hours shit, get off, do what he has to do, but then religiously within an hour or 45 minutes, he'll go back and what he calls finishing it off. All right, is how he dubs it. He'll just go, I finish it off, and then he will not shit for the rest of the day.
I am genuinely worried about Jason's health.
I'm worried about how his internal mechanisms work.
It's always like that's almost like he's pushing the front of the tap just to get foam with a beer. It's like, yeah, I finished it off with just some nice head on top. Just
Fuck. Can we get that on a shirt, please? That's a shirt.
the back pull and forward pull.
Because and like we're all in agreement, right? A shit is from flush to flush.
Yes.
Once you've hit flush, you've had one shit for the day.
I was
hate
at that consortium.
Nothing irks me more is when you're flushed and your stomach's just like sit back down. And you're like, no, I just flushed.
Yeah. I've had some quick turnovers. Like obviously when you're sick, right? I've had a quick turnover where it's been like I've flushed.
When it's
and literally 5
unexpected, it
minutes.
annoys you when it's unexpected and it's like a normal
'Cause
day.
you think you got it out, right?
Yeah,
But
you
you
just
never
like-
get the troublemaker out.
Bowels is there to mess with you.
There's always a root one. There's one in there that like is the mother of all shits, and it's the one that just keeps reproducing.
still waiting for that,
smaller
Dave.
shits. Huh?
I'm still waiting for that shit.
Well, just to get that one out.
The mother shit, yeah. Just wait.
How
What a how do we get here?
get down this dive? Have we discussed
Well, no,
shirtless shitting yet? I think we have
No,
on
we
Pint
have.
Pod.
No, we
We
haven't.
haven't?
We have. No,
Oh,
we have.
okay,
We have.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure we have, yeah.
Well, getting back to, we'll kind of divert back to like this whole.
Well, because what we were talking about was toilet paper, and what we were talking about was coronavirus.
Well, do you reckon is this just what I
Well,
was
this is
saying
where
to
this is
Dave?
the start. This is like
That's what I was saying.
yeah.
Is this the head of the spear, John?
This is the tip of the iceberg. Of,
I think it's going to get worse. I don't think I think people are just starting with toilet paper. People are going to go more manic.
Oh,
about
the whole panic buying thing. Well, here's the thing: it's spreading, right? I've heard
Maxi
reports.
Bon-
I've heard reports in America of people in America panic buying toilet paper. The people who work at like Costco's and
I'm
Walmart.
more worried there than like if you live in a like
I'm sure
a region
they
where
have
it's
their
more-
own manufacturer of
Well,
toilet
it's all,
paper
it's,
too.
yeah. It's all global distribution. They all
Yeah.
have their kind of
Yeah.
regional
Like
blocks.
the only place where like running out of toilet paper is a legitimate concern is in Hong Kong because they don't manufacture in Hong Kong. It's manufactured in mainland China.
Yeah.
But because of the quarantine stuff, Hong Kong's like, yo, we're going to quarantine. Like then you don't get trade over the bridge, and it's sort of like, well, then there's no Dunny roll. Like that's a problem. But that's the only place. On Earth
It's just
that might be a
causing
problem.
it's just causing a lot of bad decorum in shopping centers and public places of people overloading their trolleys with 5 to 6 slabs of toilet paper.
Well, that's the thing. Just
and
buy
then
a
you're having
fucking-
scuffles.
they've introduced
Security guards are getting
Yeah.
into fights at Big W
Yeah.
with people over toilet
and
paper.
They've put in rules like you can only buy so much toilet
It's
paper.
the same thing when they did the baby formula, yeah.
Oh, too fucking little, too late. My God, the shelves are already done.
I think
fucking gone.
I think the baby formula situation still hasn't changed. I think they're always
No. It's settled down a lot, especially because like a lot of people who are buying it are Daigos, and they're buying it now from specific like Daigo centers. So like you go to a place and it's a one-stop shop. You buy your baby formula, you buy the cardboard box, you buy the shipping label, you put it all together and send it.
It was
all
mostly
in
people
one place.
buying the stuff from Coles and then sending it back to families.
That's what I mean.
and
Yeah, that's what I mean.
elsewhere.
But like a lot of, there are now dedicated shops
Yeah, of
for
course.
that. So Woolworths has its stock of baby formula, no worries.
Yeah.
And
they still have a rule. I'm pretty sure it's like two
yeah,
to
oh
one
yeah,
person.
the rule's still in place. But like for the most part, it's not a problem.
I'm surprised that Coles didn't see a whole bunch of people like running towards the exits for toilet paper and be like,
But
maybe
that's what I'm saying.
Maybe we
How
should
did
put
we
it.
not notice this? How have we not walked down the street or walked through a shopping center and just seen a trolley that is just stacked with toilet paper and gone, oh, that's a bit sus. Oh, that's a bit sus. Yeah,
It's just toilet paper.
Yeah, what's going on there?
Like, it's no toothpaste, no,
Because that's what I was saying before. It's like I must have missed
Bam.
at the step because I've now walked into Coles and it's just gone. But I've never seen people walk out with toilet paper. Like even over the last
It's
week.
a mystery. Absolute mystery.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know when.
It's weird because Maxibon, I know because I love Maxibons, but Maxibon's actually been leading into it and like have been making memes being like, oh, you better stock up on bloody Maxibons. People are buying all these Maxibons, man.
That's because they need people to buy Maxi.
That's just good advertising.
I personally respect it. I think if it's done in good taste, you're fine. That's right. Because that's a genuinely good marketing tactic to be like, oh shit, toilet paper's out. Don't worry, grab yourself a Maxibon. Because then what happens after the Maxibon? Oh, you need the toilet paper. You do.
Yeah.
Fuck, release a paper towel. But there's paper towels too. I can't believe. Like toilet paper, fair enough, but leave the tissues.
No. Like, I mean, it seems like people who are mass buying the toilet paper. The thought process is kind of like doomsday prepping. So it's sort of like, okay, this is doomsday prepping for a pathogen. Therefore, I need things like hygienic things. So like paper towels, Dettol, wet wipes. Apparently, like people in America are mass buying bleach.
Yeah,
right?
dude, people were being like, they're like, it was actually recommended for me to actually scale bleach. No, don't do that.
No, don't fucking do
PSA.
it. That's some
PSA.
Some dickhead on 4chan has told you to do that, and you don't know it. Like, don't do. No, but I mean,
You
like,
can skull bleach, but you can just only do it once. Like,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Make sure make sure you do it good the first time.
Yeah,
good.
but even if you're not being a dickhead like that, like bleach is a disinfectant. Like, I mean, I use bleach to clean my
Well,
toilet.
my
like,
anything with pneumonia in it, like
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anything with pneumonia. Because you can do it with what's just the stuff you put on like cuts and things, like the kind of brown kind of liquid.
better, not better, Dan.
Is
Is it better, Dan?
I think it is
know what
Betadine.
you're talking about, though.
I think it is called betadine.
Yeah, yeah,
Anyway, that kind of solution, my dad was just like put a couple of droplets in some water when I had like a really bad sore throat. Gargle it. Don't swallow it.
Don't swallow it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's like,
gargle
but
it.
it actually does help.
Yeah.
Like, it's a
Well,
little
it's like
home,
putting
a
salt
little
in the
home
water,
remedy.
right?
Yeah,
Like, you do like a salting mouthwash.
Honestly, little side note: if you're boiling water to cook with, always salt. Otherwise, what are you doing?
No, true. You know what? Watch it. Lachlan, I'm going to put you over real quick because you got me into Chef. You got me high key into
Chef
Chef.
show?
And this is the Chef show. I haven't watched the film yet.
oh, dude, you got to watch the film.
I know
It's so
the
good.
film is on my radar, but I've been binging.
If
I've
you
been
actually like
binging.
the cooking element to it, I feel like Chef Show is probably a bit more up your alley.
Yeah, but look, dude, that I can't believe I have not been putting oil in my pasta water
Yeah.
to
Like
keep the
it-
fucking pasta separated.
It is, if you're making like homemade like pasta from scratch, I wouldn't do it as much just because it starts to coagulate the pasta.
yeah.
But because it's like from the store bought, it already has the kind of the final finish lacquer. I don't know what you want to call it. The pasta has the kind of glossy finish on
Yeah.
it that kind of keeps all the preservatives in or whatever.
But if you're making your own pasta,
But that's what I'm
at
saying.
home,
With
yeah.
that kind of pasta, always use oil because that like helps it stay all nice and not sticky.
Yeah.
Keeps all
Just
the
binging Chef like that.
Yeah.
Because
But
you've
you
been
little-
talking about it high key.
Well, you learn little tidbits and tricks from like just watching them. Like, I can't believe just going a little food, going from poo talks to food conversations.
We've
but anyway,
just missed a couple of steps.
that's fine. But I'm saying,
If anything, we should have started with food talk and ended with the shit. It's natural progression.
we're working backwards today. It's fine. Like a little tidbit is if you want to get rid of the skin off ginger, get a spoon. And you hold it against a chopping board, and you just grate it against it, and it rips the skin off and keeps the flesh.
What I've always loved is how they peel
Nice and
garlic.
good.
Is just you put garlic and you just put 2 bowls and you just shake the shit out of it.
Dude, I've tried that. It kind of works, kind of doesn't work. It like you gotta like smash them down first.
Yeah, fair.
I've always been a big fan of just like smashing garlic, just with a knife, a bit of salt, making a paste, using that from scratch. It's good.
Ben, I just wanted to put you over for Chef Rick. I
it's-
thought that, you know what? It's been a while since I've been in studio, so I thought, you know what? In that time, I've literally
It's
just
a good
been
show,
Chef.
honestly. If it doesn't really talk you through a tutorial about how to cook food, but it's more about an embrace of like good quality food and
It's a true appreciation for that industry.
Well, that's it
which
for
I
sure.
think is what John Favreau has done an excellent job of. Love that man. I actually have a new appreciation for that man.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
I've
that's
always
why
known him as just an actor, kind of director,
Yeah.
and obviously now a director. But to see him as a person in the show, as someone who genuinely loves food,
he's a fan, and he's actually
And he's
like
a
a
fan
bit of a
about it.
he's a foodie himself. 'cause
Yeah.
you can
That-
tell
but-
he
and he
actually-
became a foodie though from doing the movie.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and that's why like it's worth watching the movie just because like normally I'm not the huge fan of going like full hard method in method acting. But like what I liked about the way Jon Favreau did it in Chef is that he went method in that he actually learned how to cook like a professional chef and was like, now we're not going to like pretend that I'm a professional chef. We're going to show you like, here's the close up shot of me and my hands as I'm chopping up this clove of garlic. And that's how you actually fucking chop a clove of garlic. Like, I don't know, I got tongue tied on garlic.
Clove
But,
of garlic.
Clove of garlic. Like that's how you fucking do it. And I think from that perspective and being like, okay, and then he got into the culture of it and he got into like, it became a thing, a part of him. And you go, fuck, that's just a good, it makes it a better movie in my opinion. Right? Like I feel like the only way you could have done that movie is to go method. I don't think you could have done it with
You
him
got to
just,
take
like,
it from the
pretending.
correct approach. So that's what Roy Choi was saying before he even went onto the project. Was saying that like I'm not going to do this unless you treat the food and the cooking procedure correctly.
Yeah, you take it seriously. Yeah.
Because so many places and films just do it wrong.
Oh yeah,
that's
and
pretty
that's what I mean. Like that's why I think from that perspective, I think like him and Jon Favreau were absolutely right. It was sort of like you got to do it seriously or don't do it at all. Yeah. But I feel like this is a good way. Like you've got a related story to like restaurants in China. So I mean, just to catch everybody up. Dave went over to China. What was it like? Early January? No, mid-January.
Late January into early February.
And this was like a normal thing you do every year. You go over there and you see your dad, and you're like, "G'day, Dad, how you going?" He's like, "G'day, son, how you going?" Right? And you have a bit of a gimmick, and it's all good. And it's a pretty standard thing, right? And you were just there on your standard gimmick, like just being, like, "I'm gonna go see the old man." But then coronavirus was just like, "Hey boys, what's up?" And that caused you a bit of a problem.
So, I got some stories, John. Great entrance. So, I'll take the reins from here. You're right. Late Jan, I think, is when I was over there. And I only got back a couple of weeks ago. Don't worry, everyone. I'm fucking fine. I've been fine for a long time. But
I'm proof of that. I licked your forehead and I'm fine.
I'm genuinely fine. Like, I'm not saying I'm obviously an expert in, like, terms of talking about, like, the atmosphere and, like, the hysteria of coronavirus and what it's done. And, like, obviously everyone's seen media interpretation of it, right? But you've seen it from the Western perspective.
But also you were there on
That's
the
what
ground.
I'm saying. Now, to take it from the actual perspective of seeing it there in action, I got there, let's say a Friday. I got there Friday, and I was only there for 3 days. I was meant to be there for 2 weeks. I was only there for 3 days.
I thought you were there for longer.
No. So I got there Friday, and I shipped out Tuesday night. So the gimmick is I was there for a weekend, right?
Yeah.
I got there the Friday, and as soon as I got off the airport, I actually only found out about the virus outbreak the day before I left. And that was when I found out about it. To that point, I'm sitting there going, oh, it exists, but I guess it's just kind of like existing, right? It wasn't what it really was. Pretty sure I said it on the podcast a couple of eps back, my first one back, where I was like, there is confirmed that theory of China central government found out when they found out, as they said, but Wuhan, so the epicenter and the ground zero within central China, knew about the virus a month before that.
Yeah.
They tried to contain it, didn't go the way they thought they would. Then they informed central government. When central government found out, they did everything they could. But at that point, golden hour of contamination was gone. Right? 4 million or 8 million people or something had already left. Allegedly.
9 million.
Yeah, 9 million had already left. And they could tell via flight bookings and cell phone data that 9 people had left in that month span.
And straight up Weibo, like there was that lady who took a shitload of flu medication to suppress the symptoms and then flew to France and was like posting about it on Weibo, being like, "What up, boys? I got coronavirus in France." You're just like, "Are you fucking
just before I get into the stories, mad credit to central government. They literally did as much as they could for what they were trying to do, and they're still doing very well. It's just unfortunate. But I got there the Friday, face masks everywhere. I was like, okay, shit, fair enough. Like, I didn't think it was this bad. My father face masked up. That man does not give a shit about most things.
Okay.
He'll smoke and do all that.
That's interesting because like face masks everywhere. Like that's like part of like Southeast Asian culture though. Is like if you're sick, you'll wear a face mask.
Yeah.
And like so to see a lot more face masks in China, it's sort of like well you're okay. Like that's part of the culture.
But the red flags
That's
when
not
you
the red
see
flag. The red
a face
flag-
you know, you're like,
Yeah.
oh.
The red flag for me was I know the man doesn't wear face masks.
Yeah.
For doing anything because he, I'm not to.
Wait. Just real quick. Was it a Hugo Boss face mask?
No. No. I'm fucking surprised. I'm surprised as much as you are. That man, I'm convinced he's actually Hugo Boss. No, but for me, like, I know the fucking bloke. That man, like, and, he rolls in different kind of circles where he doesn't have to take public transport and all that kind of shit. So him and wearing face masks, he's like, fuck it, I don't see a need for it. Seeing him in the face mask was red flag one. Going, I know this motherfucker doesn't do what the regular people do, but he's wearing a goddamn face mask. And he wears it as, not at home, but as he goes out anywhere.
Oh, of course, yeah.
That was red flag one. Driving through the streets that Friday. Now, this was the Friday first day of Chinese New Year.
Yeah.
They hadn't cancelled it. They cancelled it the next day.
Right.
So
just by the way, just for people who aren't super familiar with like how Chinese New Year works, like the first day, that's kind of like one of the big days. That's one of the party
big first day is big celebration.
So like, but in the West, it's like seeing empty streets on like late New Year's Eve sort of a thing. It's like, no, you would expect to see a lot of people about on the first day of Chinese New Year.
But the gimmick of Chinese New Year, it goes for 2 weeks, but that first week is big. Second week, most companies go back.
Right.
But it's still Chinese Spring Festival celebration.
So it's a bit more chill.
It's chill.
Yeah.
It's the first week back of chill. But that first week, no one goes to work,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then they all do the celebration. So it started on Friday, was meant to go to the next Friday, mad chill stuff. And the city's all playing big gimmicks and all that kind of shit, right? Friday, he had big gimmicks planned. He's like, we're going to go out drinking. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. All restaurants already had closed up shop.
Yep.
At about 9, right?
Right.
And they had apparently that day had started introducing thermal scanners. So testing everyone. Now, this leads into the story. And I want to preface this by saying in no way am I advocating for what my family did here in terms of how they handled it. But I'm using the story as a way of showing you just how bad it is. Now, we went out to a restaurant on the Monday night because it was going to be my final night. We knew that was going to be my final night after the embassy had called. And we're like, look, it's unfair that I flew all this way and not did something. Because essentially up until Monday, from Friday to Monday, house arrest, essentially. I was told not to go outside. I was inside the entire time, barely traveled, and which is not bad for me. I've seen China. But just to see that no one was on the streets, no one at all on the streets is fucking scary. It's Xiamen. There's that is an island equivalent of, I want to say Tasmania in size, maybe even a little less, but the exact same population of Australia as a whole.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's a dense area.
It's a very dense little island, and people come from mainland China to Xiamen for Chinese New Year because it's a coastal city.
Yeah.
Right? It's one of the celebration spots. No one. Everyone had gone back to mainland to avoid it and all that kind of stuff. Everyone had flown back home, whatever.
It'd be like seeing Burke Street completely dead.
Yeah, it's nuts, right? So we decided, all right, fuck it. Some restaurants are open because either they're owned by Westerners or they just see the potential of money. But law was you have to do the thermo scanning no matter what, right? You can't enter any building without getting thermo scanned. So we're like, all right, we're going to go to this restaurant. My dad owns it. All right, it's a really up there Italian restaurant. Quite weird. You would have thought maybe Chinese restaurant. But we're going to go there. We get all dressed up. It's fucking dope. Get there. Classic. They're doing thermal scanners. They do me first. I'm fine. Stepmom first. They do our other guests first. And they do my dad last. He comes up negative. Comes up negative on the first read. He's running a fever of apparently 39 degrees, 40 degrees. Right? He's like, that's not right. Scan me again. I'm feeling fucking fine. I'm feeling pretty good. Maybe it's just a little bit hot outside. They scanned him again. Exact same machine, right? This is what his point was. Scanned him again. Exact same reading. Negative. Now there's a bit of a conflict of interest because my dad's getting irate. Now he's quite an up there man, right? And he yells and gets what he wants. That's just how it works with him. So
he's also the owner of the restaurant.
He owns the restaurant. He owns the restaurant.
Conflict, yeah.
So he's like, this is stupid. This is a stupid mechanism. I make these. My company makes thermal readers worth 50 times more than this one and are 50 times more accurate. That one's bullshit. Go and get another one. They're like, no, but we scanned you twice. These have scanned other people before and they've all been fine. Why are they not scan you? All that kind of shit. So they've had to escort him out. The man is irate as fuck. Right? He is pissed. The restaurant is in complete and utter shock. They don't know he's the owner, but they've never seen someone get kicked out yet. No, the staff know, but the people sitting in the restaurant don't, obviously.
Yeah. All they see is just this guy going, what the fuck,
Yeah,
man?
they're just seeing this nicely dressed Asian man and all Hugo Boss just going, what the fuck is going on here? And he's getting escorted out by staff who are looking very distraught by the whole thing.
And they're only... We're going to get fucking fined for this?
Not even just that, because then if you're kicking someone out of a restaurant because they've blown high on a fever, what's that tell you? They have coronavirus. So people in this restaurant are going, what the fuck? He has it? Oh my God. So hysteria is brewing. He's gone outside. He's sprinted outside. He's just like, this is bullshit. I'm trying to calm down. I'm just going to fucking go cool off. Stepmom's brought in the staff, and he's gone outside and called the head chef.
Yep. Right,
who was the manager owning it at the time. Calls the head chef. He's like, get the fuck out here now. Bring your staff. Bring all your managers. Bring yourself. Bring as many, and bring another scanner, but a different scanner, and do it now. That bloke comes out in 2 minutes, sprinting. He's fucking got his hat off. He's sweating. He's like, this is, oh my God. And the respect thing in China is huge, right? You see Western culture, people get yelled at all the time and just kind of cop it on the chin, right? But over there, you get yelled at, it's something pretty big, and you take it, right? You take it hard. They've all lined up. Literally have lined up. Right, and he hasn't berated them, but as he's walked back in, you could just see the shame, oh fuck, we've pissed him off. All right, he's come back in fucking steaming, goes to the head chef and goes, this dickhead here scammed me with the same machine he scared with everyone the entire night. What do you think of the chances that machine is now bust? Get another fucking machine and read me again. Right, gets another machine fresh, $20. So he's using this as his ammo to get in. They scan him again, perfectly fine. Perfectly fine on the next machine. They don't scan him again after that because he uses this as the launching pin of, I'm going to now fucking ram you in and then just berates everyone in the line going, you're all fucking retarded. What kind of practice is it to use the same machine throughout the entire night? Do you not understand how any of this shit works? I make this shit. I do this. He's fucking Denzel Washington from fucking Training Day. King Kong ain't got shit on me. King Kong ain't got shit on me. He's puffing his chest out. He's slapping it. He's just fucking like, you do not scam me with the same shit you scam them with. This is bullshit. I make this shit for a fucking living. You know, jack shit on me. All right. And he just walks in. Right, walks the fuck in, goes into his private room and just goes like, this is bullshit. Don't ever fucking scam me with that shit again. You scam me with something different. The point I'm getting at here is, like, that is just how serious it was over there. Because he should not have been allowed back in. Understandably scanned correctly the second time on another machine, but that could also equally just be as wrong as the first one.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Almost equally as wrong as the first one. That man sits down, and when the doors are closed, I have never seen this dude crumble in my life. Man does not show much weakness to me. He sits down and he's just like slumped back and he's just like, what the fuck? You can tell, like, this is a man who I've never seen get sick, potentially sick in this regard, and didn't even know he could be. That is how it strikes you. Because it's something that you don't know you're sick with until you're too late with it. But that's fucked. And I don't advocate for what he did.
No.
Flexing power like that.
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it in that kind of situation because this is how bad it is. And then, you know, added on top of that, the final, when I was driving through on Tuesday before heading to the airport, that the main road is equivalent of a highway in terms of going to like Tullamarine Airport.
Was your personal driveway?
Yeah, nothing on the road at all. Literally nothing on the road at all.
Yeah, it's like seeing the Monash empty at 4 p.m. It's like, that should not be a thing.
That would
Should not
creep
be.
anyone out. I think you'd just be like, where is everybody?
Yeah.
This is China. There's over 1 billion people.
Yeah.
And it's like that in Beijing. It's like that in Shanghai, right? Like that in Guangzhou. Insane. Insane.
That's
to
the
see
thing.
it
In
like that.
China, you'd feel unnervy having that much room around.
Yeah.
We should also just clarify the geography. Like, Xiamen is on like the exact opposite side of the country to Wuhan as well. Like,
No, Wuhan's in the middle and
is it?
Xiamen's on
I
the
thought
southern
it was like
coast.
way up north.
Central north. So
Yeah.
not north,
Yeah.
but like not.
But
you
like,
know,
but like Xiamen's like right on the coast.
Xiamen's
and like
directly
Wuhan's like,
south.
Yeah,
and
Wuhan's like what?
Wuhan is like, so Beijing essentially is like northeast.
Yeah.
And then Wuhan, in terms of Beijing, is southwest.
Yeah.
So it's about a southwest direction, but not far from southwest direction. It's still central China, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
That Hubei province is considered central China.
Yeah.
But yeah, and like that was the Friday. And a month, that was when, like a day before I got there, was when central China found out just how quickly things had managed to happen. They cancelled all of Chinese New Year festivities and everywhere. No, they weren't running any of them after that.
So many fireworks that just never went off.
Gone. I mean, like businesses suffered, right? The economy's taken a bit of a downturn, obviously, as to be expected. Insane how much this has impacted the world.
Yeah.
But just to see it there, I can only imagine what it looked like.
It's going at different rates, I think, is what's interesting. Because if you look at how people were reacting here compared to in China, to like in Italy, where they're just rolling trucks out and just putting road barricades, like, yeah, that'll work, guys. Well done.
Yeah. See,
No.
not even China's doing that, but they don't need to. You don't need to have those extreme measures of like, you know, roadblocks. You know,
No,
fucking,
nothing is a pathogen.
Yeah,
It's just
exactly.
You know.
Like that's really not going to stop it if someone fucking coughed over the roadblock.
See, but I think what we're dealing with there is differences in culture, like
Or understanding of.
yeah, but just sort of like different societies and different reactions to the way things occur. So like, if the government tells you to do something in China, like Chinese people are like, yeah, no worries, dude. Like, okay, cool, we got this. But if the Italian government says to Italians, hey, like, let's do this thing, most Italians will be like, yeah, fuck that noise, fuck off, right? It's like trying to get Italians to pay tax is a fucking pain in the ass.
That's why everything's still done in provinces and
Right.
stuff, yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, that's a big part of it, but also like a big part of it is just sort of like a massive distrust in the government, right? In Italy, it's like a huge, huge thing. Whereas that's not, you know, like it's a very different situation.
Whereas
in China.
in Australia, we
So,
hear
like-
that we're running out of toilet paper.
Yeah,
and we
like,
freak-
but nobody here in Australia is sort of like, you know, distrusting the government on like what the government's saying.
No, it's
about
just like we're being
coronavirus.
cautious. We're being prepared.
Yeah, we're being prepared, right? I mean,
No,
the mo-
guys,
the-
you
I
just
think-
buy toilet paper.
Yeah, I think the most like panicky thing I've heard is one Queensland virologist at a university was like, maybe throw an extra couple cans of baked beans in your next shop. Like that was like the level of preparedness he thought was like appropriate to Australia. It's like next time you go a shop, throw an extra couple of tins in your shop, and you just keep those as like your.
Meanwhile, Coles and Woolworths are selling anything by the truckload. It seems.
Furthermore to that, you guys have heard of Who Gives a Crap, the toilet paper subscription service, right? And which is great. My sister uses them, and you can buy like 48.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Are you serious?
A toilet paper subscription service?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you would love it too because they sell the luxury
They do the same
shit.
thing with eggs as well.
Yeah. So Who Gives a Crap, right? It's called, I think it's whogivesacrap.com.au. They're a great service.
They send you a slab, or they just
Wait, hold on. So is this like Dollar Shave Club? I've always wanted to sign up.
It'd be like a Dollar
It's
Shave
like Dollar
Club,
Shave
yeah.
Club.
And will
Right.
they just send you gimmicky toilet paper?
No.
It just be
toilet
it just
paper.
it's just
Like
be at a
actual-
lower price. Just it comes like every week. It's
Yeah.
just more scheduled.
Well, no, it depends. You can have it every week or every month. Like my
Depends
sister-
how much of a shitter you are, Dave.
Yeah.
You can
But
have
Can they
as much
tell me how much of a
consumption.
shitter I am? Because that's what I want to have from this site. If they say to me, based on what you eat, based on how you live,
Well, no, you don't give them a
this much
dietary
toilet
plan.
paper.
You've got to tell
No.
them when you need
No,
more.
no.
But they've got a whole system designed for it. So basically, like my sister would buy, because she didn't do the subscription bit, she would just buy them on an as-needed thing. But they've like prepared for that. So like my sister would buy, I think it's the 50 pack it was called, of the toilet paper, and you got like in a big box 50 rolls of toilet paper, but they would give you and they come in their own little sleeves as well, and they even give you like basically I think it's 48 plus 2 is technically what it is, because they give you 2 emergency rolls, but they also have like a certain way through the pack you'll get to a roll and it'll say, hey, at this point you should probably order more to account for like shipping times and shit.
No way.
Yeah, right. And they even give you though like 2 extra, like they've got 2 and they're wrapped in red and they're like, these are your emergency rolls. If you fuck up and you don't listen to us, these will get you through. But like for Christ's sake, you should be ordering them.
All right, here I'm looking at it. Obviously, I respect the gimmick, 100% recycled.
How's
all
the
that kind of
pricing?
stuff. 30. Okay, for starters, all sold out.
Yeah,
So
that was my point. That's my point. Who gives
All
a crap?
sold out.
The toilet paper like subscription people are sold out because of this.
$32 for 24 rolls of toilet paper.
That's a bit steep.
Yeah.
It's a bit steep, I think.
It's not quilted, is
It's a
it?
bit steep.
Yeah, because what you're paying for, like that's what I mean. Like you pay a bit extra, but it's all 100% recycled.
Yeah,
and
you're
all that.
paying for the environmental
You're
gimmick
paying,
of
yeah,
it,
you're
which
paying,
I
yeah, but
respect.
you're also paying for the luxury of having someone send you a shitload of toilet
That's the
paper.
thing.
Okay, but what they haven't noted here to me is what fucking ply are we dealing with here?
Pretty sure it's 3-ply.
It,
It would
better
be-
be fucking
it'd be a
3-ply.
three-ply,
And
so-
I'm
I
pretty
ain't
sure it's a
paying
3-ply.
$32 for 24 rolls only for it to be 2-ply
And also,
bullshit.
you get to avoid the shame of going around and walking
Oh,
around
I
with
have
Woolies.
no fucking shame.
shame.
They have fucking carry handles now. I carry that bitch home, man.
What's the deal with people having shame? It's like, yes, I have an asshole. I shit.
God forbid I have to live. Fuck.
I have healthy bowel movements.
Some people just like to avoid the light on that side of their life.
However-
and these kind of websites help for that.
They're
quite
not.
a
They're
bit.
not normal. I would argue that they're not healthy people. My name is John McLeish, and I take shits, right? And I like taking shits. It's great. Right?
I am
Fucking
going to.
grouse.
So I have decided, and I've just decided it now, actually, that when I do run out of toilet paper, I ain't going to go buy new toilet paper. My shower's right next to the toilet.
Well, that's the other thing, right?
I'm just going to optimize my fucking routine.
Yeah.
Save some money.
Save a bit of cash. I'll shower twice a day, but man,
You laugh. I've been
Buy
doing
a
that.
squirt bottle. Just keep it next to your toilet. Just like
oh
lift
man,
your leg up.
impromptu bidet real quick.
No, you laugh, but I've been doing that.
Dude,
Some mornings.
that used to, like
Water gun.
I don't
No,
do it.
not a water gun. No, like I'll take a shit and not wipe and just like flush
Yeah.
and then go straight to the shower.
Yeah, and look, and it's hard to admit, but I do it. I used to do it. I don't do it anymore now. I don't do it anymore now. I'm gonna fucking start if this continues. But I used to be like I wake up and I won't even have a shower first because people who have a shower and then have the shit after the shower, you've just defeated the purpose, in my opinion. Right? Especially if you
used to do that.
knew you were going to shit anyway. Everyone has a morning shit.
But it depends on like when that shit occurs. So for me, when I was like working like 9 to 5, get up first thing in the morning, I get out of bed and go straight into the shower because it would wake me up, right?
Yeah.
And like I would need that in order for the rest of my body to even function. Once I've woken up, then my bowels are like, oh, by the way, we're awake. We need to do things.
No, my bowels.
I
wake me
work
up.
differently. Mine is I wake up needing to shit.
Yeah, my
shit
bowels
first.
are like, get up, champ, get up. We need to go now.
But that's what I'm saying. If you have that efficiency to your body, shit first. And because my shower's right next to my toilet, I'm saving a bit of cash here by not having to buy these toilet paper bullshit. I'm just going to walk straight into my fucking shower.
You're just gonna do the awkward little hobble step.
Yeah, let's
Crab walk, you know what I'm talking about. You can't don't let the cheeks touch. You can't.
No, I know what you're saying, John, but I'm not letting my cheeks touch. I don't give a shit.
Mate, I walk straight and proud.
No.
I'm like, I know.
No,
I
man.
know.
I'm not squishing the pancake
I'm doing
in
one of
there.
these, man. I'm doing the walk.
I'm doing the crab walk.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know?
doing the one. In fact, I'm not wearing any.
These
fucking
cheeks
socks.
shall not touch.
And they're like, I'm doing the side by side like this. Right?
They're gonna keep a low stance.
No, because I know I'm walking. Like,
Straddle.
I know what you're about to say.
me,
You're
it
like,
doesn't
I know.
matter what. Like, if you get a little extra mashing on you, it's like you're gonna go into the shower and wash off anyway. Like,
I just
for
can't.
Christ's sake, you want to get in there and make sure you've really like had a good scrub. But like, that's it. You know, and I get in there with the body wash too. I go right down there, right? I get right in there. I still buy the Xbox.
Guys who
body
have
wash, by the
scrubs
way.
on poles, I still can't get around it as
I
much.
don't rag on a stick.
No, I'm not quite that far yet.
We're very close as a society to be that honestly.
I wash myself with a rag on
Well,
a
have you
stick.
seen this?
I clean myself with a paper roll on a stick.
Have you seen this? Have you seen this like fucking gamer bed thing that the Japanese have made?
Yeah, no, I
Right,
saw that
that's
shit.
like that. You're getting pretty close to rag on a stick if you're buying that, right?
It just needs a little slip-out compartment for where the pot chamber is or whatever it is, the
Yeah.
chamber pot, and then you're good.
Yeah, that's what you just need.
Honestly, if you buy that thing, you're constantly living at like 120 kilometers an hour. Just, I'm there. Looks like a spaceship. It's crazy.
It's like it's the stupidest thing though, because sort of like, I mean, it's designed, it's like the gamer bed, but it's sort of like, okay, but you can't do any PC gaming on it because like the table that has
That's
the
the bad
keyboard and
side.
mouse doesn't slide out so you could lie in bed with your keyboard
Oh, it's
and
a
mouse.
control bed. Yeah, fair
like
enough.
it's like, but
Gotta
every
make some concessions.
but all
John.
it is a single bed with some roll around shelves.
It'd have to be a single bed.
I
though,
could
wouldn't
build.
it?
I could build it. Of course it's a
It ain't gonna be
It
a
will be
double
built
bed.
for couples. No
Not
way.
built for couples. This bed.
no. You know what I reckon?
You're single if you're buying it.
Yeah, no, I reckon they'll build a multiplayer one. I reckon they will.
I'm pretty sure your mum just bought that for you.
That didn't come out of your allowance, kid. All right.
No, it's sort of like, are you a hikikomori? This is the bed for you, right? That's what it is.
Dude, I stayed in a single, just a really
I
quick.
just keep imagining just like a 30-year-old man living in their parents' house, just being like, "Oh, mum, you bought Golden Circle instead of like the 100% pure pulp." Rah! Ruined my day.
I just openly cringed. I can't imagine. Ever being.
None of us be that.
No,
people.
we're not, though, which is a good thing.
I buy my own orange juice, thank you very
Yeah,
much.
fuck it. With pop.
With pulp.
I
pulp.
squash it myself.
No, you got to get it with. I used to get it with pulp because otherwise I would get nauseous. Like that was from the medication I was taking. Like,
Dude, that's
yeah.
my big debate
Orange
for
juice with pulp was the best.
next time we're radio is going to be like, how do we feel about pulp? Because I've met a couple of people in the last couple of months that are very, very anti-pulp. And I'm like, how can you be anti-pulp?
If you're anti-pulp, you're or like that's a fucking orange. You get an orange, you squish it, you get some pulp. That's what
Grow
happens,
the
bro.
fuck up and have some
People who
pulp.
get on the other side of the scale, people who are like extra pulp is my jam. I'm like,
No,
No, I have a fine line.
there's like,
No.
but I do like it to be pulpier than
there
not
is a,
pulpy.
there is a perfect balance of pulp to juice.
For me, it's about taking comfort in the knowledge that an actual orange is in the thing I'm drinking. Like that's
I guess
what
that's
it is.
why. I mean,
That's
they
what
can
it is.
obviously artificially put some in there too.
But you still.
Oh, I'm not saying you would, but I'm saying like.
pulp
Orange
is
Agent
orange.
42.
Yeah.
but like pulp is orange. Like even if they're putting that pulp in like an actual
Straight up
orange into
pulp.
artificial juice, there's still orange.
There's
in
still
there.
actual orange. Yeah, no,
I'm
you're
still
right, you're right,
getting
you're right,
orange
you're
into
right.
my body. It's just sort of like there's a lot of shit surrounding it. Like that's fine.
Just a quick final tidbit before we wrap up. I stayed in a single bed the other night, and honest to God, I cannot go back.
that's me.
As in, like,
I'm on a single
are you
mattress.
like? Have you experienced double bed and,
I have
and king bed?
I have a king single life.
King single. I need that space, and I know I'm flexing a bit of privilege.
King single
here.
is a perfect size for me.
Oh,
perfect.
Nah, man. I mean,
Perfect size. Like
I feel like once you upgrade, though, you won't ever want to go back to a king single.
there's something about having this overbound area and space to lie on that's a little bit discomfort for me. I like having.
You like being a little bit cuddled.
I
in your
like
space.
knowing that, like, if I roll too far, I'm gonna fall off the bed. So I'm gonna keep in my cocoon just a little bit. I'm a
Literally
wriggler.
the same logic, but implied in the inverse is my point. I like the space because I can roll and not fall off the bed.
I've never had that. See, for me, it's sort of like it's just unnecessary bed that I'm never going to use. It's just like extra shit that I have to
disagree.
then wash.
I feel like once you've used a double bed, like to do the sprawl
but I've
out,
done it.
have a laptop and your phone on one end.
No, I can't have a laptop.
People who do the bed office.
Yeah,
On the
I do. I did the bed office thing when I was in Japan. This was at a 5-star hotel, and it was like a beautiful, like big double bed. And like I did that, and like uploaded a whole bunch of photos to Facebook. And by the way, Japanese internet's fucking insane. So I was like, oh, this is going to take 40 minutes to upload. And by the time I said this is going to take 40 minutes to upload, it was uploaded.
No, you just live in Australia,
Right.
unfortunately.
But then I closed the laptop and I put it on the desk, and then I went to bed. And I tried spreading out. I was like, yeah, I can spread out. And then you know what I found when I woke up the next morning? I was sleeping like it was a single mattress. I'm like, I don't need this extra mattress. In fact,
Because you're so used to it. But give yourself some time.
But I did that over 10 days, and like go and spread eagle was just sort of like, it just wasn't for me.
Fair enough. All I'm saying is I stayed in one the other night, and I'm not saying the worst sleep, but it was very much a, I can't. I haven't got the liberty to roll the way I used to roll, so I have to get up and then sit on my side.
okay, what do
You can't roll with momentum.
Hang on.
Yeah.
You gotta
It's a
roll.
slow,
You gotta
methodical
roll in
roll we
a
have to
pivot.
do.
It's weird because I understand what you mean,
Yeah.
and it takes. It's obviously not a big deal for you and me, John, because
Yeah.
we've always known this.
Yeah.
For Dave, this is a new experience where you gotta.
I've had single bed, but I've had
You've
a
got
double bed for so long.
You gotta spin on an axis,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
you kind of gotta lift yourself up, then spin.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But if I'm doing that at 3 o'clock in the morning to readjust, I'm waking myself up at that point. I'd rather just have the liberty of subconscious David doing it for me, where he can just have the liberty of just rolling.
But hang on a minute, Dave. So what do you do though when you've got a friend over? Like, what do you like? Are you just rolling on top?
He sleeps.
But that's why I
He
have a double
sleeps on
bed.
the couch. What are you talking about?
That's why you have it- I don't understand how you do it lock in a king single then.
Man, it's top to tail.
Well,
Begrudging fist bump of respect.
Top and tail is the only way.
Top and tail. Okay. Okay.
Imagine that is actually how we sleep. It's just like I'll sleep where I am, and then my girlfriend's just like feet is where her head would be. And
mean,
that's
what
the only way it fits, man.
What does it say on Scrubs, man? The naughty part's still mean in the middle, though. So doesn't really
I must say,
matter.
no. But like for us, like it's not like there's still enough room, but there's
But wouldn't you want more? Don't you want more room?
For me, I'd rather have more blanket than bed space.
Just throw Chloe under the bus more.
Well,
Blanket hog.
she is a blanket hogger.
Blanket
So,
hog.
She doesn't listen anyway. It's fine.
Oh, shit.
no.
she
That's not throwing her under the bed. I feel like that seems to be just like a thing, like it just in the internal battle of the sexes, so to speak. Like the blanket is always a.
I sleep with my hands open in an open kind of grip.
So do I.
I don't curl up. I'm not a curler.
I'm a curler.
I'm very much a like that.
No, I'm a curler and a cuddler. Like I like to cuddle a pillow as well. Like that's
why-
my thing.
See, for those kind of situations, you're always going to obtain a little bit more blanket, I think, than if I was just spreading eagle. And if Chloe's got the blanket or whatever, and she just rolls over without even knowing, my blanket's gone anyway.
Yeah.
And then I'm freezing for the next 4 hours and just looking at my blanket all curled up around it.
I'm
just
a pillow between the leg guy, so that's why I like having a friend. If we're going to call it a friend over, so I have the leg in between and then leg
Why?
over.
Why?
Huh? What do you mean? Why?
Well, I'm just understanding. I've never
I
understood.
actually feel like for a dude, you want to have the pillow in the middle because then you're not squishing the boys in the middle.
I usually sleep kind of
just-
split
but
leg.
like-
Well,
anyway.
yeah, obviously, either I sleep like that, or I sleep like,
I'm man spread even more in my sleep. It's
or
ridiculous.
I sleep like that fucking Street Fighter dude. Fucking the knee up, right? I sleep
Yeah.
like that in the knee position, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Or you just kind of like pull the boys forward and then close your legs and you're good. Like that's.
But then
it's
you're
like,
slipping
it's like
with-
tucking the other way. Like
Yeah,
that's what you got to do.
but then
Just
you-
tuck forward.
You're kind of sleeping then with like a little with all your goods just like propped on top and.
I personally
No,
hate that
this is when
feeling.
you're lying on the side, so gravity kind of just keeps sucking into your thigh. Yeah,
Are
it's
you
fine.
you boys going commando on the sleep or we
of
running?
course.
Yeah, you
No,
got it.
I just leave me.
You just roll. You're rocking the jocks on.
Yeah, yeah.
I've recently adopted the commando. That's why.
I'm
I
the big
need it.
fan of keeping cold, like generally keeping my body temp cold.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why
see,
I
and
sleep.
I've come around to that as well. Actually, you and I.
But for me, it's
I
about
know.
specific parts of my body. Like I got to have my feet out from the blanket, and then depending on the temperature, and honestly, it can be a variance of like 2 degrees that does it for me. I got to have my back out.
Are you a
as
sock sleeper?
well. No.
anyone who sleeps with socks, get the fuck
They're
out.
crazy
If you're
pe-
listening to this podcast,
Dude, they're
turn the
crazy
fuck off.
people.
No, it depends on the season. Like in winter, yes, but in summer, no.
I'm not naming any names, but I've known a couple of girls to wear socks during intercourse.
Yeah, I know that.
I
as well.
am not about that.
No, honestly, for some people, doesn't matter if they're men or women, feet freak them out, and sometimes
No, it's not about freaking me out. But if you're stripped off every other piece of clothing But your socks?
Yeah, but like
Why?
But like,
Why?
then it's like an extra couple of seconds you got to add on to instead of getting into the main
In my
event.
opinion, that's foreplay. Take off the socks, I'm getting turned on. You leave those socks on, you've wasted my time.
Look, Dave, it's okay if you like feet. That's fine.
Actually, in saying that, I have recently discovered that the next item on my sexual bucket list, we'll end with this actually, is, so I've already achieved my number one, which was I once got called Your Honor.
Oh, yeah.
Greatest-
Did we ever tell that story? I swear.
No. Well, I think I've told it, but we're not naming names, obviously. But I've been called Your Honor. That was the number one sexual item on my bucket list.
we have covered it on the podcast.
I think
too.
We have.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I covered it after it had happened.
I think it was a
I
cold
wanted to
open.
talk about it that much.
Yeah.
No, but my second one now is we all know my foot gloves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're very much aware of my foot gloves. They make me amphibious master of land and sea. I want them to also make me a master of sex. I want to wear foot gloves.
Okay, now hold on. You can't say, right, I don't like a girl who wears
I know.
socks.
I realize I've come across a bit hypocritical, but I only want to do it once. I've known girls who have just wear them.
Okay,
Like they
so-
wearing socks.
So you want to do it for the gimmick of it and make that like part of the attraction of the thing and be like,
Yeah.
tonight I'm wearing the foot gloves.
Yeah,
darling.
tonight, with your permission, because obviously for a lot of girls, actually, it's an immediate turn off. So if I do find one that's like, yeah, David, I'm adventurous, wear the foot gloves, I'm gonna wear the fucking foot gloves.
I just want to see that even later if people will see that as performance enhancing.
I reckon it could, because
like Kathy Freeman or like Ian Thorpe.
because the girls
As performance skin tight suit or something.
the girls who have worn the socks and I've questioned
There
them,
will
they've
be
gone,
grip because grip.
They've gone, oh, it helps me grip the sheets. Now I'm sitting there and I'm going, you know what? Maybe with the foot gloves, they're pretty good with grip, obviously, because people use them for rock climbing, triathlons and shit. Maybe I'm going to get more leverage on a good grip
Get
against the sheet now with the foot
more
gloves on.
torque off your car.
I get a bit more torque now. That's what I'm. This is the logic that goes through my head. Now, I just want to end there and say that's my newest item on my sexual bucket list. And out there, help me achieve it.
All right, well then with that, okay. One more thing, of course. By the way, coronavirus porn is now a thing. Right. By the way, that's
I
like a thing.
did
You can
notice
search
it on said hub.
Yes. Yep. That's a whole.
Has
thing. In fact,
hazmat suit
I've
porn
actually-
also become
yep,
very popular?
No, that's part of it. Like,
Have you watched it, John? I've watched it. So, there's one on a hub of some sort.
Oh yeah, no,
some
the full.
website.
There's like the 30-minute one with the
and
people
they're wearing the
mask.
face
Yeah.
mask and they're
Yeah.
hooking up with the face
But like
mask.
that's
and
a whole like educational video with sex in
Yeah.
it. It's sort of like, hey, here's what's going on with coronavirus. Here's what you need to know, and here's my penis. Like it was like a whole thing, and it's like, oh, and here's some boobies.
Okay,
as well.
it all comes under health, so fair enough.
That's what I mean. It was a whole thing. But I felt like the thumbnail for me was sort of like, this is so derivative of like ecosexual porn. It's not even funny. But it's like, okay, cool. You got the N95 mask on. Good for you. But we'll leave it there. I want to thank my guests, David Yang and Lachlan Beasley, for joining me this week. Thank you, boys.
Thank you.
It's good to be
And,
back.
if you like this episode, please tell 2 friends in 2020. Tell a friend about it, and you know we're out here, you know, talking about poo tickets, food, stories.
Yeah,
How many
trying-
times do you reckon we said the word shit on this episode?
I think this is probably,
73.
Yeah, no, not a bad ballpark actually. I was going to go high 80s. So.
Yeah. So yeah, we say shit a lot. Like I feel like at some point somebody's gonna like take a tally and be like, this episode is like the shit episode. Like, all right, cool, thanks guys. But yeah, tell a friend about it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button on Spotify and iTunes. It helps us out a lot. It really helps with like the algorithms and discoverability and stuff. And hey, don't forget, if you want to get in contact with us, jump onto our Instagram at pint.party. That's pint full stop party, right? Just like that. I think that's everything for this week.
I think you got it, John.
Is there anything else we need to? No, I don't think so. So with that, this has been Pint Party. Cheers.
Cheers. Woo.
That is so much better with more people. I agree.
I had to do it just by myself last week.
Oh, only you said cheers.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Why did you say cheers?
Because he never says
I never
cheers.
say it.
I thought you do say cheers.
No, he never says cheers.
You've never said cheers?
No, he announces the cheers.
Yeah.
But he never cheers. So it's
That's true. He
so
never
it's like the
cheers.
guest are meant to be like, yay. But because it was just me, it was just like, cheers! Oh, fuck! Oh, it's just me. It's kind of funny.
That's so true. You introduced the cheers. I'm just because I jump on immediately as soon as it says, "Oh, cheers!" I go, "Cheers!" Right? And I guess because we just drowned it out. Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh my god, true.
This podcast is part of the Hard Effect Podcast Network. For more of this and our other podcasts, head to hardeffectstudios.com.au.